Hello, and welcome to episode 28 of the MisanthroPod. I'm Snipe, and as always, I'm joined by Matt. Say hello.
You can't just say Matt because I get confused and think you mean him.
And I'm joined by Drummer Matt. Say hello.
Hello.
Finally, he actually says what I want him to.
Yeah.
And I'm joined by Matt. Say hello.
Hello.
And I'm Matt. I hope everyone's enjoying this
What's happening?
fucking fantastic start to a podcast. This is the 28th time I've done this, and I'm still fucking it up.
I thought you were intentionally fucking that up.
I was.
Oh.
I was playing it up for comedy. You see, okay, see, now I've explained it, it's even funnier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, Drummer Matt's laughing.
You just said that awfully sincerely, and
Because I'm acting, because it's funny.
Alright.
Oh my god. Don't work with children or animals. You sir are both.
I think musicians come into that category, to be honest, so that's fair.
Well, I think there's a good Venn diagram. I think musicians are mainly animals or
But
child animals.
Partly children, yeah.
No, in the Venn diagram, it's the crossover part where animals and children meet. That's musicians.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm just imagining, like, puppies with guitars.
Aww.
That's pretty good, actually.
See, now I'm just angry again because I remembered the one of the Beethoven sequels had a puppy in it called Mo that they gave this really awful, like, spiky mohawk to and, like, a studded collar. And he was, like, the rebellious puppy who had a skateboard. Wow. And it was so fucking terrible. And now I'm angry. That's the only way puppies can make me angry is the Beethoven sequels.
You would be astonished to know how little I think about the Beethoven movies in my day-to-day life. I try and forget that they existed.
I think about the first one because the guy who played the dad who always looked like he was passing a kidney stone and he was half sexually enjoying it.
What?
You don't remember that
No.
guy? He kind of had like this really weird like grid teeth that he would like grin. Don't look at me like that. He had this really specific grimaced look where he looked like he was in pain but he was also low-key enjoying it.
Okay, I hate to be this unprofessional, but I am literally going to Google search the dad from Beethoven.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a quick interlude, if you hadn't already guessed, we don't have much to talk about this week. So the whole podcast might be this.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, yeah. He kind of... I don't mean to, like, you know, cast aspersions about the guy, but he does kind of smile like a sex criminal.
Okay, no, I never said that.
I mean,
Don't be rude.
I'm pretty sure he's not a sex criminal.
Well, I mean, like, every time I remember Beethoven, I remember the thing where Beethoven sneaks into the bed and just starts licking the back of his head, and he's like, ooh, my wife is kinky, and I'm like, this is so not appropriate. It was so like, till this day, it kind of churns my stomach a little bit. I'm just like, this ain't right. This ain't right at all.
This should not have been shown to children.
No. I also remember getting really upset when the doctor backhands the dog.
I don't remember.
Okay, so the plot of Beethoven is, I don't know, they get puppies, kidney stone dad is not happy about it, and the kids keep doing nice things to make the dog stay, and then they get him to see...
So what, they get a dog or they get puppies?
They get a dog.
Okay.
Beethoven's, like, second or third, they get puppies. That's later down the line.
Okay.
And they get, like, a vet in, and the vet's like, I want to kill this dog.
Why?
I don't remember. I think it was just like, I just hate this fucking dog. Saint Bernards are just shit and I want it dead. So, like, the dad, who's kind of anti-Beethoven, is like, ugh. And, like, they bring the dog around and he, like, starts backhanding him. Like the little girl sees, but no one listens to her because she's a little girl. And then he, like, jumps on the doctor and then he pours fake blood all over his arm and he's like, oh, it's terrible, this dog will have to be destroyed. And they're like, okay.
Why does he want to kill the dog?
I don't remember why he wants to kill the dog.
You know, I think this could be a new avenue for us for the podcast, is really vague descriptions of movies that one of us saw 20 years ago.
Okay, I saw it a good few times, though. I remember in the second one, like, the oldest daughter, who was actually the oldest daughter, I think it was Maggie in The Nanny. with Fran Drescher.
I've
She
never
has to
seen
put her
that.
hands in dog poo. Because they're tracking, because apparently everyone wants these dogs, because apparently St. Bernards are a rare, mystical breed that no one can have.
I think they are pretty expensive to buy one.
Yeah, well, yeah, pedigree, but that's beside the point. So yeah, okay, this has gone on a weird fucking tangent about Beethoven and all these old movies. Now I'm thinking of all these other old, like, 90s dog-based movies.
What, like Homeward Bound?
Homeward Bound was okay. I thought that was cool.
Was
Pitbull
that-
was my favourite.
Wasn't that the one where there was like 3 dogs? Was
There
it
was
like
2
2 dogs
and a cat.
Yeah, 2 dogs and a
Yeah.
cat, and they had to find a way home, and they could talk.
Well, they could kind of telepathically communicate because they were heretics or something. I don't know.
They were literal warp spawn.
They were.
Yeah.
But they were pretty well-natured about it. Like, also, there was Bingo. My brother was obsessed with that movie and I hated it. Which is about some kid who loved this dog and then his dad was like, no, I hate dogs. And we're driving fucking days and days across the country, so the kid kept having to pee on things so the dog could follow.
I think we should probably move on before we sort of end up on the subject of the Air Bud movies.
Welcome to MisanthroPod. I'm Snipe, and today we're going to be discussing amazing 90s movies with dogs. Not with dogs, because that would be amazing.
That would be
The
amazing.
movies have dogs in them.
We don't have dogs here.
I wish we had dogs here.
That would be good, but we don't.
Anyway, Wib, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing?
What have you been playing? What have you been doing?
I
have you been watching old movies with dogs in them?
I haven't, no.
Because that is the main, like seriously, when I said I wanted to do this podcast with you guys, that's the end goal. I was just being very, very sneaky about
To
it.
just talk about dogs.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, I've not been watching movies about dogs. The only real game I've been playing recently is I started playing City Skylines again.
Oh,
nice.
You mean Sims 4, not Sims 4, SimCity 4, but done well.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, I mean they've added a few DLCs to it since I last played it. Because I played it first when it was relatively new.
Do you have the base game?
Yeah, I've only got the base game. I haven't got the DLCs yet.
Because I knew they at some point they released DLCs, but they were like paid DLCs or like expansions or whatever. I can't remember which ones they were, to be honest.
There's like a natural disasters one. There's a snow one. I think there's like a tourism one.
Okay, but there's free DLCs as well.
There's a few minor things. They have upgraded. The base game has been changed a little bit to sort of cater for some of the things that they added. So there's like rain in it now, and it actually goes from day to night, which the original build of it didn't. So that's kind of fun. And honestly, there's kind of so much in the game by default that I haven't felt the need to go out and get the DLCs yet. I mean, I will at some point, mostly because one of them just makes everything snowy and you've got to manage snowplows, and that sounds
really fun.
Fun and infuriating.
Yeah.
The thing I really like about the game, aside from the fact that it's like the last SimCity but good, is that it does something which I never ever thought any piece of media could do, which is make me have sympathy for city planners.
You've been very vocal in your distaste for city planners.
Before,
Pretty much on every platform that we've ever shared.
yeah, before I was
Honestly.
like, man, fuck these guys. Why is this a one-way system? Man, fuck them.
Yeah.
But like after playing Skylines, like you start to understand how traffic builds up in places if you don't have really strict one-way systems.
That's why they always in big cities try and enforce the one-way system.
Yeah, and you start to go, oh, so that's why in this city, like some real-world city, like, I seem to remember Manchester's got a really horrific one-way system.
Yeah. Is it Leicester as well? Because I remember Matty from last edition complaining about that.
Oh, well, to be honest, all big cities have them. But
Well, I
some
remember
of
him
them...
specifically complaining.
Yeah, some are way worse than others.
Yeah.
But I start to understand how those things come about, because you go, oh yeah, because if you are just allowed to go both ways down this, then you realise how badly traffic would work up. Like, so it's done a unique thing which not many games can manage, of making me have sympathy for some civil servant.
Let's reel that back a little. Don't want to get into a conversation about that.
Oh, no,
We're here
no.
to talk about puppies and movies from the 90s.
I can't talk about any of those then.
Okay.
Not one of the topics that I have brought here involve either of those.
Did you get the memo?
No.
There was a memo.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. What do you have to talk about?
Hey, look, us two are just the talent. You have to edit all this shit together. We just turn up and talk.
Pretty much.
Oh, fuck you.
But one thing about cities is that I did rediscover the joy of Corpse Town.
Corpse Town.
Corpse Town. It's
The fables of Corpse Town, they give me life.
Because you played it before I did, didn't you, Matt? And
yeah, quite a while ago. I think I can't even think when it was, but it was a little while ago now.
And I remember you telling me of Corpse Town.
Yeah.
Corpse Town, for the uninitiated, is a weird and infuriating and oddly magical phenomenon that occurs in City Skylines, where a segment of town will just fill up with corpses.
Yeah,
it happens.
It's Corpse Town.
Yeah, so I think what happens is that, because as the city grows older, then its inhabitants die, and you have to have graveyards or crematoriums that send hearses out to go pick people up. Now, you can keep on top of this, but I think what happens is that if you're not paying attention to like where traffic is going, and so it builds up a bit too much in one area, then suddenly you end up with a slight backlog of corpses to pick up. And that tends to spiral out of control. And so you end up with like one segment of the city where every building has got a corpse in it.
Yeah. It's just...
Well, I mean, I'm going to be really cynical and dark and say that's kind of real life anyway.
Well, yes, but it's not quite that bad that every single building in a city has a dead body that's rotting in it.
Okay, maybe I didn't grow up rich. I don't know what it's like to have your own personal corpse. Fine. I just, honestly, someone should make a mod where you just have some guy wandering around ringing a bell, shouting, "Bring out your dead."
That probably exists.
It probably exists.
It does have a fairly hefty modding community. I remember getting the first person mod that's quite good.
Okay.
Where you can go first person on the on like cars and like trains and like people.
To be fair, that just reminds me of, like, you picked some random guy out of a crowd and were like, "Quick, think of a name," and I said something like, "Oh, Hambone McGraw." You were like, "Yes, now this man shall be ever named Hambone McGraw."
Yeah, because you can just rename. Yeah.
I think that's a bit too much governmental power.
Yeah, the city has decided that you're now called this.
yeah, someone like, "Oh, that was it, we called him Captain Cockstink."
Oh, yeah.
Because Oglaf is the best comic ever. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine literally just going out about your business, buying groceries, and like the mayor comes in, points at you, and goes, "Your name is now, I don't know, Banjo Clapper." And you're like, "Okay, that's the law. That's my name now."
Well, you can kind of take it as one of two kind of interpretations, which is that either the mayor has done it, so he's literally like walked up to you and handed you like the depot like thing saying your name is now this. Or alternately, the character, the entity that I'm playing in the game is actually some form of god. Because
it has to deal with traffic and city planning.
Well, that's kind of what the SimCity that Cities is totally ripping off is doing. Because in that, the mayor is a separate entity. Like, it physically roams around towns.
Can you rename the mayor?
I don't remember. Because in City Skylines, it's not.
It's EA, so presumably yes, if you pay for it.
Knowing EA, yeah.
I mean, I do have the last SimCity. I bought it when it was cheap.
And yet you spend all the time on City Skylines because it's just so much better.
Well, when I got it, City Skylines hadn't come out.
Well, there we go.
So yeah, you could take it to be like that, where you are this mysterious entity, and the mayor is like a separate thing, which means that I kind of feel like the person's walking along, and then suddenly they go, "I don't remember my name." Oh no, wait, it's Horatio Bumlicker.
And suddenly everyone else just knows that as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember my mum's name. Oh, that's right. It was Grunthilda Slap Your Dick.
Yeah. You can also rename people's cars, so they're driving around, and then suddenly they're not driving a Ford Focus anymore. They're driving, I don't know, a Ford Hangnail. I don't know.
That would play hell with police chases. Yes, we are in pursuit of a Ford. Wait, no. I am in pursuit of a giant goat. Yep, that's it. That's the make of the car. I want a movie based on this of just someone sitting there randomly changing names.
I kind of feel like I should go in and rename all the hearses the corpse taxis.
Well, you did rename Corpse Town to literally Corpse Town.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. So yeah, if anyone likes city builders, and for some abstract reason they haven't played City Skylines, it's a very good city builder.
I also thought you were going to go, if anyone likes renaming things randomly and headcanoning the reaction to that, then City Skylines is definitely for you.
There's a lot of existential dilemmas that come up while playing City Skylines when you try and actually process what's happening. Yes.
No, I understand. That goes way deeper than I'd expect.
Oh yeah. That's the main theme of the game, is postulating that if a divine entity does exist and he has the power to rename you at will, then what's really the point in free will in general?
Truly a very difficult question to puzzle over.
Yeah, it touches upon the philosophical and even the theological. It's a very interesting subject.
It feels like it might trigger my deep, dreaded fear of existentialism.
Yes.
As well. And all the other big words. I can't fucking keep this up. That's terrible. I hate talking about video games with you. You always manage this.
So apart from City Skylines, what I actually spent a lot of time doing, although not actually that long, because I was trying to do this quickly, but my desire to do the thing quickly got completely ruined. So I mentioned in the last podcast how I started a new channel and made a Godzilla video.
Yep.
That's gone over really well. So thank you to
good,
everyone
good.
who's like given liked it and then like subscribed to the channel and stuff. Having a group of people that I can tell to go and look at it does help, so I don't have to like crawl over like the 10 subscriber like barrier, that kind of like really low end stuff. So that was kind of nice. I had a little bit of a pre-built audience to kind of go
ask politely
can you please go and look at this, and you've been very nice about it, so thank you very much. So I made a second video for that channel, which was a review of the first episode of Space 1999, which some people, the poor people that have been with this podcast since the beginning, may remember. Since the very first episode, I think it was, I talked about Space 1999.
Yeah, I can't remember that far back.
No,
gotta be honest.
I can't remember yesterday.
I think it was in the first one, because the waveform that I used for like the background for the thumbnail, that waveform is actually us talking about Space 1999, if I remember rightly, is what that actually is.
There's a waveform in the thumbnail?
Yeah, there's a waveform in the background. You don't believe me, do you?
Like that sounds fake.
No shit, there is.
Yeah. After all this time, you've only just noticed.
Well, it's very
You'll
faint.
realise that we're on a podcast soon.
It is very faint.
Yeah, but that's
Oh, very nicely done.
see?
I approve.
That's talking about Space 1999. So I thought I'd do a video on it, and so I made it just like a sort of introduction to the series, to sort of say, hey, this is a cool series. I think you should take a look at it. Now, for simplicity, because it's just easier to do this way, the video that I actually used in the background is actually ripped from YouTube, because it's far simpler to rip things from YouTube than it is to rip from any other source.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, so that makes things nice and simple. So I make the video, I upload it. I think I tried to upload it last Thursday or something, maybe.
Okay, so that's like a week ago, as of when we were recording.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is getting blocked worldwide.
Ah.
I'm like, okay, that doesn't... But the video that I've just got is actually one that's on YouTube.
Hang on, it was being blocked because of a thing that you had on it that you got off YouTube?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Like the whole episode's on YouTube, and the part it flagged was the intro of the show, which is also like the several other YouTube videos that are just the intro, which are apparently fine. But mine got blocked worldwide. And so I was like, yeah, okay, right, whatever. So I removed the intro segment that it was flagging. And I was like, whatever. I had a fun point to make about the intro, about it just being fucking amazing. And it's like, no, I can't have that. So I re-recorded a small bit of like audio to say I'm not allowed to show the intro because fucking Content ID is bullshit. and re-rendered it, re-uploaded it, and then it flagged another part later on. So it's like, okay, so it's the whole episode that's getting flagged. All right. So
and being blocked worldwide.
And being blocked worldwide.
Yet you saw it on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw it on YouTube.
Right.
So despite this, I was like, okay, right. Let's try some tricks here. So I like flipped every scene that didn't have text explicitly in it, like to mirror it, so to maybe get it through. Because ultimately, what I'm doing is totally protected by fair use.
Yeah,
but when has YouTube ever given a fuck?
Well, you see, that's the thing. So that the mirrored one also gets flagged. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm actually going to dispute this. So I re-upload the original version. And that has all the other bits in it that I'd removed and flipped. I go back to the original version, upload that, and ITV, who are the ones that flagged it, which if you don't know are a TV channel in the UK. They're the ones that own the rights to Space 1999. So I disputed it and said, this is a review for educational and entertainment purposes. It is completely transformative and therefore is covered by fair use. They just said no.
Oh.
Yeah, it took them like 2 days to respond. I honestly thought, because what usually happens when you contest is you'll send it off and they'll be like, okay, this is in limbo for like the month. I think it's like a month it is.
It's usually a month,
yeah. And that then it puts the ball in the person who's claimed it court. And usually what happens is they'll just let it go for a month, waste everybody's fucking time, and nothing will get done. It's just a massive kick in the dick to content creators. And I was convinced this is what was going to happen.
Yeah, so was I.
But no, they fucking email like 2 days after going, yeah, no, fuck you.
Well, they don't really email. I just get an automated message that doesn't say like they have rejected this on the grounds of whatever. It was just they have rejected your dispute. And it's like, well, you can't. How can you reject my dispute? My dispute is that copyright law is on my side, so you kind of have to prove that I'm breaking it. And just the way the system works is that to take it any further, I think that's when I'd have to do a proper like you can take me to court thing. And where if it was about a video game, I'd totally do it because video game companies know that it's not worth the hassle. A TV company, I'm not so sure. So
it'd almost be worth it though. Just to fuck them up.
Yeah, maybe.
Because copyright law is 100% on your side. But then again, they will literally just send like a legion of soulless lawyers at you.
Well, it gets funny because the fair use provisions are an American thing, so that applies to YouTube. But there isn't actually a fair use provision, the same type of thing in Britain, so it gets weird.
What we're saying is Content ID is shit and gives all the power to the people who already have all the power, and the people who don't get kicked in the nards.
Pretty much.
And that's lame.
Although, I guess if I can prove it's a parody, because parody is covered under British copyright law.
Well, just put funny music and fart noises in there. That's literally what people think fucking parody is nowadays. Oh, and also punch someone in the face. Because then it's just a prank.
Oh, it's just a prank if you punch someone.
Yeah, that's what satire is.
So, I've come up with a solution, because ultimately I have finished this video, and I'm going to make. I'm currently writing a new video for the channel. So
I still haven't settled on a fucking name for mine. I was thinking like don't drink and draw. Because I drink a lot and I draw. That's as far as I fucking got. Dang.
Well, when you think of something, then you can then just like I'm doing now, you can shill on the podcast.
Yay!
So what I've decided to do is to instead of trying to just get this thing through on YouTube or ruin the video by because a friend of ours suggested like maybe you could use stills from the episode to like get it through, and it's like yeah that'd work, but then it'd just be a really shit video to watch. And I'd rather not put the video up than put up a really shit version of it, you know?
Yeah.
But since I've made it, I thought, you know what I'll do is I'll upload it to some other hosting service, so at least some people can see it. So it's not completely wasted my time. So I looked around and I've decided to create an account on a site called VidMe, which some people use as like a backup mirror for their YouTube channels. Now, because I'm not verified on there, I can only upload a gig a week, and because I'm the type of person that has to do things in order, I uploaded my original video to there and then found out that took up most of my weekly allowance, so I've got to wait until like, I think it'll be like the day after or the day after that this gets uploaded is when I'll actually be able to upload this other episode.
Are you going to be putting like a short YouTube video up going, hey, content ideas balls, YouTube
maybe.
is lame, link in description, click now, like, comment, subscribe, yeah boy.
Maybe not those words.
Well, then you won't get liked, commented, or subscribed to, so... I've been doing this YouTube business for a while. I know that you got to shout at people, and you've got to dab, and use Comic Sans, and scream at people to subscribe.
We have only really ever done all of those things...
Because I've asked you to.
Mostly with irony.
Mostly.
We have asked people nicely to subscribe, but we don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, so I've created an account on VidMe, or vid.me.
www.
http://
Well, it's like...
/
The account I've got is like vid.me/wibdoesvideos. That's I think what it is.
Was Wib taken?
You know what? Actually, I've just got used to the fact that Wib's taken. I didn't even try it because Wib's taken. Wib's taken on basically everything, so I just always add something on the end of it to make it so I can have it.
Yeah, I do that. I do that with Drumblebee, and I end up with B with like 4 E's on it. Like, who's taking it with 3 E's?
Not you. That's who.
So I've made it, and so that'll be up a couple of days after this podcast goes live. So keep an eye open on the social media of sort of like Snipe and Wib and stuff. If you're interested in watching a Space 1999 video,
I watched it and I thought it was fucking fantastic. So I can hardly recommend it. Not just because I'm married to the guy, because if it was shit, I'd tell him.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, she probably would. She's a fucking asshole.
But the interesting thing is that, because I'd not really looked around VidMe before, it's a weird site.
Yeah.
Like, VidMe is like peering into YouTube from about 8 years ago.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
So you know how on YouTube now, for better and worse, there's a lot of filters on it. So when you just look at YouTube randomly, if you're not signed in, the chances of you seeing a video with like 5 views from a 12-year-old playing Minecraft are basically non-existent because it's all this branded stuff that you're going to see.
Yeah.
And trending is literally the who paid us money this week.
Yeah, you end up in that kind of situation. And that on the one hand means that a casual viewer is only going to find obscure content if they're looking for it.
You have to look hard, which I disagree with.
Yeah, which has upsides and downsides. It does mean that, you know, that crap videos are not going to... Or crap's the wrong word. Unprofessional videos are not going to overshadow professional videos, or at least they shouldn't. But on the other side, it also means how are people who make unprofessional videos going to get to the level of professionalism because they're not going to be seen.
Exactly.
It is a bit of a shitty situation. But the thing is, VidMe has none of that. None of it whatsoever. So you like...
Give it 8 years and it will.
Oh, probably. But like, you'll just see, like, on the homepage, you'll just see, like, fucking this is, you know, you'll see the 12-year-old's Minecraft Let's Play, like things, you'll see that. Although I have a fun game that I have discovered with it.
Okay.
Which is, because it has categories, what I like to do is I like to go onto the brain food category.
Okay.
And see how long it takes scrolling down before I see a video that makes me want to fucking die.
What's your record?
About 3 videos.
Oh, mate. What are you doing this for?
Let's just say there's
absolute masochist.
There's a lot of people with fucking shitty opinions on that website. A lot of people, I think the thing is, a lot of people have been demonetized recently. Like moving stuff over to there because there's still monetization available. So people who, let's just say advertisers don't want their things on, have been moved over there. Well, they've moved stuff over there to make a bit of money. So yeah. Okay,
let's not dwell on that.
Yeah. The only other thing I have to mention is, cause I forgot to mention it last time, was that I finally watched Shin Godzilla, the 2016 Godzilla film that that has had like 1 showing in the entirety of the UK, and it was in Scotland.
What's wrong with Scotland?
Well, there's nothing wrong with Scotland, but
That's the
you're not
kaiju
there.
capital of the UK. United Kaiju Capital. That's what the UK stands for. Fucking fake kaiju fan. I'm sick of this shit.
but yeah, so it's so yeah, I finally saw that
The Wiggly Woo Godzilla scares me.
the Kamata-kun.
I don't like Kamata-kun.
The
Kamata-kun can fuck off.
I'll mention a little thing about Kamata-kun in a second. So, if you haven't, if you're not familiar with the Godzilla films, this is actually one that's it would be an okay one to start with because it has no connections to any other Godzilla film.
Okay.
Like it's just a standalone thing. Unfortunately, the ability to actually watch it is, let's be honest, you have to fucking look at shady places online to find it because it was released in Japan. Wide release. It's on DVD now in Japan, so you can go and buy it on DVD if you're willing to import it for fucking stupid money. But it was shown in a handful of cinemas in the US and was shown, as far as I'm aware, only once in the UK in Scotland. So if you want to watch this movie that is literally out on DVD in Japan, then you kind of have to go through some hoops. The American DVD release, I believe, is coming out in August, so I'll be picking that up.
Awesome.
Okay.
Because it probably won't ever come out in Europe, because most of them don't.
This honestly feels like, like the games industry and survival horror. Nobody likes watching. No one cares about kaiju movies. They release it once in the whole of the UK to be viewed, and smatterings around the US. Gee, I wonder why no one's going to see it, because fuck off am I catching a plane to go watch a fucking movie.
I think some people were close to. It is a very cool movie, because it's...
No,
It
it's
finally-
got Kamata-kun in it, and that's the most terrifying thing I've ever fucking seen. And
Well-
people who are sick in the fucking head like you, talking about how cute the dang thing
Oh, it's
is.
adorable.
No!
I'll explain what it is first.
I'm with you on the adorableness, just as a heads up.
Yeah, I know,
I
it's
hate
cute.
both of you.
So
Oh my
in the
God.
movie, Godzilla goes through several forms. So the first form you see is just like you only see its tail, and it's in the water. It's in the water, and just its tail kind of pops up.
It's
Because
like a little periscope.
yeah, kind of. Because
Spine on you.
in this version
Are you sure
of,
it's his tail?
you know what, there is a possibility it's not.
It could be his leg.
It could be.
Maybe.
Could be. See, I'm trying to keep it clean, and you're like, let's talk about Goji's dong.
He's big old dongas.
His big old dongo.
His second form is this weird wiggly lizard thing with gills that emit blood,
It's horrible!
which has
Isn't
been.
it it bleeds so much it floods the subway stations.
That's
And people are like, lol, look at all this blood.
the first form does kind of flood a tunnel with blood. Yes.
It's not okay. Kamata-kun can fuck off because it's got like its mouth is kind of like permanently open and its eyes are lidless and staring.
They're like derby. They're amazing.
No, they stare forever.
He's derpy and
They
ugly.
stare through you.
But yeah, because officially he's just called like he's just Godzilla, like Shin Godzilla's second form. But like the fandom has nicknamed him Kamata-kun. Funnily enough, for April Fool's Day, Toho released some pictures of a Kamata-kun smartphone that was a giant
Actual size.
not actual size, but it was like 3 feet long, with like a smartphone in its belly, and like all these pictures of all these Japanese women like talking on it, like announcing the new Kamata-kun phone. It's pretty great.
What does Kamata-kun mean?
You know, I don't actually know.
Kamata, I have no idea. Kun is a term of endearment.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's a big wiggly baby, and I love him.
I want to kick him in the head.
Well, this
In
is
fact, no, I don't. I don't want to be any fucking near that big old wiggly fucking nightmare fuel.
like how you think the alien from the end of Alien Resurrection is cute, and no one else does.
Cute.
Okay, well, this is the exact same thing reversed.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm right. Y'all are wrong.
Totally not. Lots of people, loads of people think Kamata-kun is gorgeous. He's a big, beautiful boy.
He's not a beautiful boy. A lot of people thought Crocs were a good idea. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say majority does not equal correct.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's his second form. He gradually becomes like a more kind of upright Godzilla.
He
type
gradually
thing.
stops being so fucking grotesque.
Well, they're all kind of grotesque in a way.
I know, like God, like adult Goji is like grotesque, but to the point where I can watch it. It doesn't genuinely frighten me because the first thing I saw of Shin Godzilla was Kamatakun, like, fucking frantically just jittering through the fucking street and people screaming and that unblinking stare. And that, honestly, I got a spike of fear in my belly. That fucking frightened me.
I still think he's adorable.
Well, you're welcome to think it's adorable.
I mean, he is.
You want to be wrong.
He is creepy as well.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. Like, unlike pretty much every Godzilla movie, bar the first one, they finally made Godzilla be scary again. And I don't really want to like spoil things for people, but like if you have any interest in Godzilla and you haven't seen it, try and get a chance to like watch it either by, like I say, it's
the American DVD.
It's out on DVD in August, or well, it's supposed to be out in August, or there are other means of watching it, but like it's worth a look, because rather than the old Godzilla that was based mostly around the horrors of atomic weapons, this one is based. The movie's basically a commentary on Japan's shitty response to the Fukushima nuclear disaster.
Yeah. It's still a very cautionary kind of tale.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's
just kind of recontextualized, and most. I know a lot of people think the movie's a little bit slow and involves too much.
To be fair, that just sounds like the original Godzilla.
Oh, the original Godzilla's slow as fuck.
Slow.
Yeah. Of it being kind of slow and mostly just about a bunch of men talking in boardrooms about what to do. Which the whole point of the movie is to show how men in boardrooms talking about what to do allows a problem to escalate beyond their control. So, Also, the lead actor is the same lead actor as in what's that that Japanese show that you watched, My Housemaid.
My housekeeper, Mita? I think it was that.
Yeah, but the dad from that is the main character.
You mean the teeny little boat?
Teeny boat?
Yeah, I remember like he's talking.
Boat?
No, he says that to his stepfather. Oh no, his father-in-law. He goes, "I am a teeny tiny boat." He's like talking about how he's having trouble dealing with his kids.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like sitting there and just that was always said for like 2 days. So I thought maybe you'd remember, but that's okay.
I try and blank out these times when you get obsessed with the saying.
Hey, that's fine. I do as well, honestly. But yeah, no, that was a good actor.
Yeah, and he does a fine job in this. It has a bit of an anticlimactic ending, but again, so does the original Godzilla. So kaiju movies,
consistency.
Yeah, kaiju movies do have a habit of having kind of anticlimactic endings. To be perfectly honest, it's quite a lot of them to do. The original Rodan's a real fucker for it. That just kind of ends. But then old movies did it anyway.
Yeah,
like a lot of old movies never had never had epilogues. It was like, oh, the monster's dead.
Bye.
Just the end. Over its corpse, you see the end.
The end. Go home.
And yeah, you don't see like what happens afterwards, what happens to the characters. That was really, really common. Like especially in the kind of 50s, 60s era ones, which is monster dead, end of movie, fuck off. Like, oh, okay.
I really hope it is literally just bullet points. Monster dead, movie over, fuck off.
That would be the best ending.
Maybe I could do like one of those abridged series and do that with a monster movie and just have that at the end.
Just do it at the beginning. Tell someone to fuck off and they'll probably think it's amazing.
And the other thing is, because in that era of movies, all the credits were at the start as well. So the ending's even more abrupt, because it's like literally, the end, produced by whoever, movie's done.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. And you're like, oh, okay, back to the DVD menu. Oh, okay. It's kind of fun. But yeah, so that's all I really have to talk about, and hell, the Shin Godzilla thing was actually from the other week when I was making that video that I was talking about in the last podcast. That shows how little I've had to do. I watched a movie, made a video, and played a game in 2 weeks.
Yeah. But to be fair... Okay, Drama Matt, what have you been up to?
Not much more, I'm afraid. We had Ruth's mum over for like a week. So that wiped a week off, like, gaming, basically.
Yeah.
Did a bit.
You should have gotten her into like Overwatch or something. That would have been fucking dope.
Yeah, I don't think.
Did you just say fucking dope?
Yeah. I'm hip and with
Were
it.
you hoping to get just let that slide by without comment?
I realised what I said after I said it, and I was like, "Don't notice, please don't fucking notice." And you noticed, so shit. I don't know. I've been watching Let's Plays of all the kids doing. You know, like two best friends who are like our age and older.
Yeah. Then they've been talking about dope. Did you learn it by watching them?
I learned it by watching them. It's their fault.
I might have to restrict our internet.
No,
so you
you're
can't
not
watch
boss
these
of
things.
me.
I'll turn on restricted mode on YouTube.
What you mean? Just let me use YouTube as normal?
Pretty much.
Because like the views on our last podcast, Don't Talk Shit About Harmar Superstar, was like halved, and we chalk it up to the fact that like it had shit in the title.
Yeah.
So YouTube's like, ooh, this is naughty. Let's restrict viewing.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say for sure. It might just be a random blip that not as many people watched it, but
But I mean, it's talking about Harmar Superstar, so I'm shocked that's not our most popular video on the channel because everyone loves that guy.
what I actually did was censor the word shit in the title to see if it picks up.
Well, we'll see.
I guess we'll see. It's basically what we're saying is that YouTube either has a problem with the word shit or with the concept of Harmar Superstar.
And one of those I am very not okay with.
Yeah.
I mean, both of those I'm not massively okay with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, Matt, what have you been doing?
So yeah, I've been making a bit of progress on my Game Maker game. Spent a bit of time on that.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think last podcast I just about worked out how to make him jump without getting too confused between depth and height and God knows what else. But now, so I've got him. He can jump up over like tables or like objects and like got that sort of sorted. I've got some enemies with some basic AI.
Cool.
AI being that they go and attack the player, not actually AI in the sense that people tend to use the word AI now, which just means basically anything.
Yeah, this is true.
AI is the point where they move towards the player, not all at the same time, because then you don't get overrun and attack. But yeah, making some progress. I think I've almost got enough to like actually like create a level. I think the issue I'm gonna have is working out some like pixel art or like sprites and things, which I'm not at all an artist, so that's gonna be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. At the moment, I'm just using...
you know what you should do? You should make it like the old school Mortal Kombats, and it just be like
Digitized actors.
they're digitized actors, and then you can make like you and like you walking along.
That is,
or alternately, you can make yourself an enemy.
That is an excellent idea.
You just get a green screen. We'll do this for you. We can figure that part out.
I'm so tempted to actually do that, you know.
Because a handful of games have been made like that in the modern era, where they do that kind of old school style of doing it. Like, because you can just make that like at home now. It's not like, you know, in the 90s when that was like, you know, high end tech to be able to digitize a photo and put it in a game like that. But now anyone fucker can do it, and any fucker does. And
they do.
The results are always hilarious. So
yeah, all right, that'll do for a demo anyway. Yeah, I mean, I spent most of my time to be honest. I haven't done much of the game stuff. I tried to watch Mystery Science Theatre after your recommendation, but it's not on French Netflix. And I know there's ways around it, and I can get Netflix from other regions and blah, 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 blah. But equally, that's more effort than I can be bothered to put into it. So I resorted to just watching the theme tune on YouTube like 8 times.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find some other bits and bobs to watch. We watched the first half episode of that Assassination Classroom thing you were going on about a while ago.
Yes! What do you think?
It's odd.
It's so good.
We were watching it in French. Well, no, we were watching it in, obviously, not dubbed. We were watching it in the original Japanese, but then we tried it with French subtitles instead of English subtitles to try and help with the whole French learning thing.
Yeah.
So it made it even more bizarre, I think. The fact that they were kind of half talking French. Yeah, we only got through half an episode, I'm going to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a very Japanese show.
I think it's hilarious. I love it. I think
if I had time by myself, I'd watch it, but I don't think that's a both of us watching it thing.
You don't want to inflict such things upon your girlfriend.
Upon someone you care about.
Also, I've watched all of. Have we spoke about BoJack Horseman on the podcast?
I think we might have touched upon it. Because I think that's a really good show.
Yeah,
BoJack's great.
And I can't remember if we spoke about it or not, because I watched it all a while ago. Like, not when it first came out. I think I watched it when the second season came out.
Yeah, I think we did as well.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't exactly remember. A little while ago. But
I think you recommended it to us like after you watched the second season, and then we went and watched it like a month later.
Yeah, oh no, I think we have talked about it, because I remember complaining about the advertising, how it was like making it out to be like, oh yes, and then in the same vein of fucking like Seth MacFarlane, it's basically just Family Guy with a horseman, and I was like, I don't fucking care, I fucking hate Family Guy.
Yeah, all the adverts I saw for it made it look like Family Guy, so that's why I ignored it to begin with. It is a magnitudes greater than Family Guy.
Oh god, I think it's so good, and it's so fucking cutting,
depressing, but also funny.
Yeah,
it's so brutal.
It's the most real show about a horseman.
Yeah, absolutely adorable at times.
Yeah, and absolutely wonderful. But it's like when it gets dark, it gets fucking dark, and, like, to the point where you're sitting there like going, "Oh my god!" But he's a horseman, and he's having an argument with an owl woman.
Yeah, just occasionally, like his girlfriend in the second season, the owl woman. I've completely forgot her name. He's talking to him. He turns round and she like moves round so she's still facing him, but like flies round quickly. And you're just like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot she was half owl.
The funny thing is, like, the bird people in BoJack Horseman, they don't have wings. They literally just have like human bodies, and then they just flap their arms and can fly. It's the funniest shit.
And they acknowledge it as well. Like in one of the things, I can't remember where it was, but it was like a building. It was like Kmart, and it's also an animal for some reason. It was like the title of the shop or something like that. I can't remember. And it's just like they acknowledge it, that sometimes they're just doing things for the sake of whatever. Yeah, it's excellent. But yeah, I've been getting, because I've watched it all, but I've been getting Ruth into it. I've been going through and watching that again, which has been excellent.
The police aren't happy about that.
No, they're not.
The French police are gonna catch you for crimes against horses.
Well, no, that's the completely legitimate charges that he has faced. He's done his time. Okay, he deserves a fresh start.
Oh, yeah,
that's why he moved to France, because the indictments with horses. Just
God, I remember. Like, so on that kind of subject.
What fucking horses?
No, about horses.
Oh, so guys, I'm so glad we finally reached this topic.
No, about horses in France. So, I don't know how much people who aren't British know, but like for some reason in Britain we have this real fucking weird relationship with like horse meat, where people literally shit a brick if they think there's the possibility of horse meat in their food.
Well, I can understand why your mother did, because she loves ponies.
Yeah,
she's like a total brony.
Massive brony. Yeah,
she's a massive brony.
Oh yeah, but she's like a Gen 1 brony.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Is that better or worse?
I don't know.
Worse. Oh, I don't like My Little Pony, but at least the new My Little Pony isn't complete shit.
Yeah,
this is true. It's just kind of.
I don't
crap.
know. I watched both of the Equestria Girls movies, and they were aggressively kind of just kids movies.
Yeah,
nothing special about them.
But anyway, I'll get to the point so I don't end up leaving it on a is he going to take the piss out of France and their propensity for eating horse meat like thing.
Yeah, we should probably get that out of the way.
Yeah, I don't want that lingering.
Yeah.
But no, I just find it really, really funny, because like when I went to France a few years back, and by a few years back I mean 10 years ago.
A few is probably 10.
Like, I always find it funny how like so many British people have this weird hang up about it, because the amount of times I got warned, like, while you're in France, if you see meat and it's not labelled as anything, that means it's horse meat, so don't buy it. And I'm like, well, I don't care, but like it was just like, I found it so weird how people had this like crazy like obsession with how horse meat was eaten in France.
Yeah, I mean, we've not really seen it since we've been over here, to be honest. It's not like as, all hamburgers are horse instead of cow, sort of as people might joke about. It's
Would you like a salad? It's literally a horse.
Like, I don't think I've seen one place. I think the supermarkets sell a little bit. There's like a very small section.
Yeah.
But like in restaurants and things, it doesn't seem to exist.
Yeah, I just find it's like super weird how.
Yeah, totally.
It's just a weird stereotype there is in Britain about France, and I never really understood. Cause having been there, I
didn't know that was a stereotype.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stereotypes, like the baguettes and things, there's a lot of stereotypes that are true.
I'm gonna be honest, baguettes are the fucking shit, and if I could get away with having one every day, I would.
Yeah, and they're really
France
good.
got it on. And croissants as well.
Oh, French croissants, man.
Fucking croissants. Oh my god, dude. Oh.
I do have one last thing very quickly, actually, and it's quite a nice tangent from this sort of ethical conversation we're having.
Okay.
New series on Netflix which we watched. Dear White People.
Oh God.
Okay.
It is fucking excellent. It's
I do really,
absolutely
really want to see it because it does
fantastic.
look good.
It's so well made. It's like, it's funny, but it's also like explains a lot of issues really well. It's not like, doesn't try and be like too in your face about it, but it does show things that are happening which are just like, whoa, okay. And well, I say in your face, it is kind of in your face, but it's not like preachy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I get you.
It's excellent. It's really, really good.
Because I've not really seen anyone talk about it, to be honest.
I've seen nothing about it apart from like someone mentioned one thing about it, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll give that a try.
Yeah. The only thing I've seen about it is people getting angry at the title.
Yeah. Which, if you are gonna get angry about that, then our comment section is not the place for it. We don't want to hear it. Like, no, I'm being serious. Like,
Yeah.
like you have a problem with that? We are entertainment. Shoo.
I didn't realise people did, to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen, like, that's what I've seen about it. I've seen people going, what if it was the other way around? And just basically...
How about you watch the show and then get context
just people
for it?
getting very, very, very angry about it without actually paying any mind.
If you want to get angry about the content of the show, then fair enough. You're free to voice your opinion, but getting angry about a title of a show is a bit,
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean... Whatever, yeah. Let's talk about other stuff, because I can hear the angry comments.
It's fine.
So I think I avoid those bits of the internet and forget that people are occasionally dicks. So I was like, I've heard no controversy about this. I heard someone say something good about it, I watched it, and it confirmed that it was good. That's about all, that's it.
No, but yeah, I do want to see it. It does look good.
Yeah, it's very good. And that's me. Basically, that's my whole week.
Okay.
Or 2 weeks.
Oh my god, you guys. It's 4:20.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
What?
It's time to ask me what I've been doing this week.
Yay!
Which is nothing to do with narcotics.
See, now you're just letting everyone know the time that we recorded this.
Well, no, the time that moment happened.
Yeah.
Because, like, you ever did that when you were a kid? Like, where you watch something, like watch a movie, where they specifically draw attention to the time, like, we've got to be there by 12, and then they, in the movie, they look at it and go, oh, look, it's 12, and you try and time it up with that, so that that point would happen 12 o'clock your time?
I have never done that, no.
Oh, shit. Really?
No, never. The thought of doing that has never entered my head either.
Oh. Me neither. Honestly, that would be silly. If... Okay. I honestly thought more people did that.
Maybe they do. Maybe we're not.
You're the weirdos.
Yeah, we could be the weird ones.
Yeah, we're only two people. We are not a particularly helpful sample size when trying to work out what is quote unquote normal.
Well, this is true.
Everyone who's listening to this, tweet the Sniper Wave Twitter account with what time you're listening to this and whether you matched it up with the 4:20 in the afternoon that we're actually recording.
And only true fans of the podcast will actually time it up.
Only true
preemptively and somehow psychically know.
Only true fans will know that we will happen to mention the time. Although I guess statistically, someone probably will at some point.
Yeah. And then they'll be like, that would be fun. But deliberately, yeah, I guess thinking about it, maybe that is a bit fucking weird.
A little bit. But it's okay. We're all weird.
Absolutely.
Alright then, what else have you actually been up to in the last few weeks, Snipe?
What have I been up to? Well, we played D&D.
Oh yeah, was that after the last podcast?
It was.
Yeah. It was.
And we're not going to be playing this weekend because, God, they went and did a silly thing like had a baby. Like, how selfish, right? I want to get my D&D on.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much actually happened last D&D.
You fell down the stairs.
I fell down. I took you fucking with me.
No, you didn't.
I crit grabbed you.
Yeah, but I'm also a really stoic dwarf, so I just kind of stood still because I'm a mountain dwarf.
Yeah, I mounted that dwarf. By accident, because I was panicking and falling down the stairs because I'm an idiot.
Honestly, part of me thinks that you shouldn't mention anything else about that game, other than your character fell down the stairs.
He fell down the fucking stairs because he's an idiot, just like me.
Yeah, to give the idea that that's all that happened in the game, which is not true, but I like the narrative that's...
No, but not much more happened, to be honest, because a lot of what happened was you finishing up what you were meant to finish up last time, but we ran out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the elf in our party, she took my character's well-meaning as, like, straight up hitting on her, which was very embarrassing. Because my character's good with the needle and thread, and she was like, "Oh, I need some nice underwear," and he was like, "Oh, I'm basically a very amateur tailor. I could help you out." And she's like, "Oh, and he just fucking just buries his head.
Completely missed that, apparently.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, you see,
I was when we were walking to the to see the wizard.
Oh, okay.
Go visit his tower.
to be
Just
fair,
shooting the shit in the street.
to be fair, I don't think I'll make some underwear for you.
No, it was I'll make you some clothes if you want.
Yeah,
And
but
she was like, "Oh."
yes, but in the context of them talking about needing underwear, there's really only one way that you could take that.
Well, I didn't think, and neither did my character, because he's a fucking idiot like me. That's why I can roleplay him so well, because we're both as stupid as each other.
God, flirting with our friends by proxy.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
God, I wonder how many fucking arguments that's caused in relationships of people flirting with other people's characters.
Well, I mean, like...
And, there'll be a couple playing together.
Oh, because, my character obviously doesn't flirt with your character, because that's not his orientation, and, he's taken anyway, so he's not a complete arsehole. But, that could be... Ooh. Because, my character's a separate... He's not me.
Yeah.
So I'd kind of see that as, it's two characters just being weird. I have a character in WoW who's very flirty.
Mm.
And I was role-playing with my friend, and he was like, "Oh, she's very flirty." I was like, "Yeah, she doesn't get out much." And it was just, that was it.
Mm.
But, there must be a lot of arguments started about that at the table.
Actually, it probably happens more in WoW, to be honest, because that's got a much more diverse user base.
It probably does. But, oh dang, yeah, I never thought of that before. Oh dang. But yeah, my character fell down the stairs and accidentally hit on the rogue. That's what we did, D&D wise. What else have I been up to? I've been really working hard on my art.
You have?
I've been focusing on my art. So yeah, there's that. But I did manage to play Batman the Telltale series, because the first episode is free.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I played that. So I actually, I didn't think I'd like it at all. I mean, I think Batman's the fucking shit. So I booted it up. And it basically was like, "Oh, make sure all of your graphics drivers are up to date." And I'm like, "No."
What, for this engine that's 10 years old?
Yeah, I was like, "No, I'm sure I'll be fine." And then I get in and it's asking me to create a Telltale account. I'm like, "Oh, fuck off." It's reminding me of the fucking, when you used to play GTA 4, and it used to be sign into the Rockstar Social Club. Also, you have to have the DRM of Steam open in the fucking background as well. And...
Oh no, it's that ran on Games for Windows Live.
That was it. That was it.
Ugh.
And it had the Rockstar Social Club on top of that,
Yeah.
and it was like, fuck you. I hate that. Log into basically DRM after using DRM, but that's just me. I think you can enable cloud saves with it or something. But yeah. And it's complaining about you should check your drivers are up to date, and I was like, no, because it's a 10-year-old engine, and I'm sure I'll be fine.
And to be fair, our graphics drivers were updated, for Mass Effect and Andromeda anyway.
Yeah, so it was fine. I get in there, I start to think maybe I made a mistake. So, I'm not going to spoil too much. It starts off with you kind of busting in and just breaking up a robbery, and then it cuts to Bruce Wayne afterwards sitting in his chair, just covered in scars, and Alfred's fixing him up, going, "You really are taking a beating, calm down," and he's doing the classic, "Alfred, no, the city needs me," interspersed with action. Kind of a good vertical slice, really. And straight away, I think the voice acting and the delivery is fantastic. I really like the especially between, Bruce and Alfred. I really like the conversing between those guys.
Is, what's his name? Is it Kevin Conroy?
I don't think it is. I meant to check, actually, but it sounds like there's a few tones that are similar, but it's not him.
Okay.
I would say. And since watching Gotham, Sean Pertwee is tying for my favourite Alfred of all time.
Okay.
With the old guy from the old movies, from Batman 1 to was it 90s Batman movies?
He was in it from Tim Burton's Batman up to Batman and Robin.
Yeah, and I loved that guy as Alfred. He's just such a sweet old man, and I loved him dearly. Whereas Sean Pertwee as Alfred is also so fucking good. And like hearing it, oh yes, sir, again, and I'm like, I just wanted to be Sean Pertwee. I just wanted to be Sean because he fucking kicked ass and he was awesome. Because he's like ex-SAS and everything, and it's just so good. But yeah, and yeah, I immediately had a problem with the controls because I play left-handed, so like I played The Wolf Among Us with my right hand, and it was literally press Q, mash W, and I was like, I can do that with my right hand. But certain things you need to hold shift and press Q. And that fucking hurts. Doing that with your right hand. Would not advise it. And it
could you not rebind the controls?
Rebind it. No.
Oh, okay.
And the controller support is spotty from what I've seen. Because I plugged it in halfway through, which is not a problem with... It wasn't a problem with The Wolf Among Us. You literally can just swap at will.
Yeah.
And it just... It's like, I get the do-do-do-do kind of... I know that there's a USB device been put in, but the game's like, what's that? So I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm persevering with the shift Qs and the shift Es.
Because, I mean, you couldn't restart the game. That would just be madness.
Well, no, because I'd gotten, like... I was, like, just before a checkpoint or something. I didn't want to sit through all that shit again. Come on. Fuck you. I shouldn't have to. Like, the thing is, it used to, like, it can work with The Wolf Among Us. It should fucking work with this one.
To be honest, the fact that Telltale Engine still works at all is
that is
kind of
debatable.
shocking.
Debatable that it works.
Well,
you can see its seams.
That's the thing. I don't trust that engine at all. So
no, but well acted. The character interaction is very fun. Like the voice acting, very high quality. What you'd expect of Telltale. The visuals, I don't know if it's because I hadn't updated my drivers, but there seemed to be a lot of problems there. The intro cinematic, it kind of swaps between a couple of different perspectives looking over the city, and every time it would swap, there would be a 2-second pause, like a freeze.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, this is not a good sign. The cell shading is really quite strange on it. It seems quite pernickety. I was talking to a character who had his back to a window, and there was just a line that appeared diagonally across the window for no reason.
Right.
I had to go to, there's like a ball kind of thing at Wayne Manor. I walked out there and there's like the crowd. There's just a man with a black face. Pitch black face and just fucking scary eyes and white hair just staring me down.
Okay, what, like his texture didn't load?
His face texture didn't load.
Oh.
So it was completely pitch black and I'm like, Aah! And it's like Harvey Dent's talking to you and I'm like, I can't hear you, Harvey! He's watching me from the balcony, and I've print screened it so many times, so I was like, I'm going to put other people through this garbage. At one point, Alfred comes down to see, like Bruce is sitting there using the Bat computer, which they just call Bat computer, which is awful. I'm like, oh, just call it the fucking computer.
I think there is a comic panel somewhere of someone complaining at him for doing shit like that. And he's like, basically, I'm Batman, fuck you. I can call it whatever I want.
Yeah. And so Alfred comes down and he's messing around on the Bat computer. And I wasn't quick enough to print screen it, but instead of being sat on his chair, he's like 2 feet hovering above his chair and like 3 feet forward, so his legs are clipping through the Bat desk. And he's like, hello, Alfred. And I'm like, what?
The Bat desk.
The Bat desk, yeah.
Do you think Bruce Wayne calls everything gives everything the prefix bat?
Only
Bat
like
dick.
all of his bat dick. I was immediately going to go for the bat cock.
I'm going to open the bat door and use the bat toilet. Alfred, can you get me some more bat toilet paper? We're running low.
We're running bat low.
Oh, my bat butler.
Bat Alfred, sir. I told you not to call me that.
Alfred, call me Bat, sir.
Call me Bat Wayne.
Bat Wayne. Bruce Man. But no. I do like the model quality, the animations are a bit iffy. Because, I mean, I remember, I am comparing it to The Wolf Among Us a lot because that's the only other Telltale game I spent a lot of time with.
Yeah.
And I loved, the visual aesthetic of The Wolf Among Us was fucking perfection. I loved it. I loved the way they all looked. I loved the animation, just Bigby Wolf's standard kind of walk cycle. I thought was awesome. This in Batman, it's a lot stiffer. It feels like they didn't spend anywhere near as much money as they should have done on it.
Well, to be fair, this is the Batman one has been made in the middle of Telltale's or how much they really crank out stuff now. Like they're always working on like 2 or 3 fucking properties at the same time.
Yeah, I guess maybe it is probably a bit unfair to compare it to The Wolf Among Us so hardly, but at the same time, I'm sorry, but you're a big AAA developer. You should fucking do better.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they count as a AAA developer? Because I mean, I guess they.
Well, they have access to all these insane IPs.
Yeah, but But I don't think they spend that much on the games, to be
maybe
honest.
they fucking should start.
Yeah, they operate in that kind of weird middle ground where they're not a AAA company because they don't have the money for that. Maybe they're a AA company, maybe. Yeah.
But I mean, it does kind of bug me because seeing The Wolf Among Us, seeing The Walking Dead, and seeing how the quality of those games were so high, and then seeing, like, I've heard because Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale games, come out recently.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently that's all manner of jank. And it's like, this is not okay. You've got to, come on. Like, I don't know, it's probably not Telltale, it's probably the people selling them the IPs, or, like, giving them the IPs to work with that are kind of pushing it. It'll be probably a publisher thing. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I don't think
it is, because, like, Telltale are their own publisher, aren't they?
Oh god! Yeah, see, I know fucking nothing, so thank you for correcting me. But that's even worse. I was actually trying to give them a bit of credit there.
I think the problem is just that they pump them out so much and that they haven't... I mean, the engine that they're using
It's ancient.
It's the engine that they started using for the Sam and Max games, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
They just keep retrofitting it.
And it's like, no, you need a new one, guys. Come on. You've got your money's worth. Time to do it.
I would be interested to know if they have actually at any point during that upgraded to a new one, because they all look the same. So I just assume they're the same one. And
yeah, I don't, who knows?
But like, apart from like the jankiness of the actual performance.
I'll just actually check before we move on. Yeah, so yeah, all of their games are made on the engine called Telltale Tool, which has been their same engine since their first game, Telltale Texas Hold'em, back in 2005.
Fucking hell!
I don't know if there's like slightly different versions of it, or
they'll probably like Matt said, they'll probably be retrofitting it, but that's maybe, Band-Aid work, man.
Yeah,
that needs a rehaul. But yeah, apart from the jank, which has been numerous, and I've print screened lots of it because it's just so funny. Like, there was one where he's talking to Commissioner Gordon, or he's Lieutenant Gordon in this, and he's kind of stood there, like, with his arms folded, and he's looking over his shoulder, but his head is positioned way too far over his shoulder, so it's just bending in this really unnatural and creepy way.
It looks like he's broken his own neck.
He looks like he's broken his own neck just to look at Gordon properly.
He really likes Gordon, okay.
Well, I think we all like Gordon. He's a really cool dude. Gameplay, it's okay.
It's Telltale.
It's Telltale. Well, you press like left and right and Q and shift and Q. And,
okay, just to ask a quick question: Is it more Wolf Among Us or more Jurassic Park the game?
It's a weird mix of the two.
Because Jurassic Park the game
there's
can
touches
fuck
of that.
off.
There's touches of Jurassic Park the game, i.e., I love how everyone forgets about that one. Whatever.
God, that game is such garbage.
Such
I hate
shit.
it.
But no, they interestingly, they work into the whole, like, world's greatest detective kind of thing. By, there's a crime scene that you examine, and what you have to do is you have to link pieces of evidence. Which is fucking jank, because if you, like, I don't know, maybe I just got unlucky, or maybe I'm just stupid, but you have to, like, I linked a couple of things, so I'm like, okay, this is this, and this is this, so I'll link these, and it's like, yeah, that's correct. Because it kind of shows you, like, a holographic, like this, and he kind of goes, I think this happened. And that's correct.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to link this thing to this thing over here. Because it's obviously related.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even, like, trying to make myself sound really clever. It's so obviously fucking related. So, basically, like, there was a bullet you find somewhere, and then there's, like, a panel of a barrel that held, like, something explosive that has a bullet hole in it. And I'm like, well, obviously those two are fucking linked, because that's the only thing with a bullet hole in it. So you click on, like, the bullet, and it goes link. So you click on the link, and then you have to walk all the way across this warehouse to the thing with the bullet hole in it. And he goes, looks like some kind of bullet, and then they act as if they don't know that they just found a bullet, which is just a gaming problem. Fair enough. But the thing is, it didn't work the first time. So it didn't work at all. It was like, oh no, it's like, you can't link these. And I'm like, but what? Why can't I link these? And it's just kind of...
So what, could you link them at any point, or...?
I couldn't, no.
Oh, okay.
It was, bullet you found over there, and bullet hole, apparently no correlation.
This sounds a little like the murdered sole suspect problem, where it's asking you to make logical connections between two things, and unfortunately sometimes it's really possible to overthink it.
Yeah, I think maybe that's it. But I mean, once you figure out how it's a bit stupid, you're kind of okay with it.
I think that's the thing with that type of game. You have to figure out the exact level of the logic they're working on.
The weird moon logic. Well,
yeah,
it was barely moon logic, but there was a bit of low grav there. And you've got to figure out, like, you basically, you find one of the guys who's involved in this scrap, and you need information out of him. So you string him upside down, and you're like... Another really weird point, just an aside. He has, like, a voice modulator built into his suit.
Okay.
So he's like, hey, Alfred, can you help me out? He's like, oh, the cop's coming. Batman! That's pretty much exactly what it's like.
Okay.
No spoilers. So he puts his voice modulator on and he's like, tell me what I need to know. And the guy's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And you pick up a pipe and he's like, oh, what are you, some kind of animal? And he's like, oh, I'm going to live up to my reputation. Like, playing with the pipe. Yeah. And it gives you, like, things where you can hit. Like, do you want to hit him in the face? Do you want to hit him in the ribs? Or do you want to hit the barrels next to him? And I'm like, I'm going to hit the barrels next to him because I'm Batman, and that's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's chaotic good, but he's not that chaotic good.
He'll always go for straight intimidation before.
Yeah. And the guy freaks out, and then you put his arm in a lock, and you apply pressure. It's literally what you do. And he's freaking out, and he's going, okay, I'll tell you everything. And he spills the beans. And then you have a timer where you can either let him go or break his arm.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, this guy he's telling me information as the time is running down, so I'm going to leave it to the last possible second before I release him. I'm not going to break his arm.
Yeah.
And I did, and then the police appear, and I decide to stay quiet, because you can shout up and go, hey, Jim, it's me, Batman!
Hey, Jim, it's me, Bruce Man.
I mean, Batwayne! Yeah, so I bugger off. And then the next scene, and this drove me fucking nuts. I was like, oh, fuck you. I'm sure, like, something must have gone wrong. Where you're in the Batcave using the Bat computer as Batwayne.
Yeah.
And your Bat Butler comes in and he's just shouting at you. He's like, Master Bruce, you beat that man nearly to death. And I was like, fuck off, did I? I actually did not. I hurt his arm a little bit, and there was, like, a bit of a scuffle, like, to get him strung up. But, like, fuck off. Fuck off, did I beat him half to death?
So whereabouts in the canon, as it were, like in terms of, like, how long Batman's been
He's been Batman for a good while. Gordon isn't a commissioner yet.
So we're set sort of
and Harvey Dent isn't Two-Face yet.
So we're set just before a lot of Batman stuff usually is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and you discover Catwoman.
Yeah.
So she's previously unknown. So yeah, so it's kind of a good bit back.
Yeah.
So
not quite a full blown prequel, but
yeah. But yeah, it's very janky, and I honestly don't think I could recommend it in all good conscience, because it is that jank, and it's still fucking £19.
Oh.
And I'm really pissed off, because I want it. But it's fucking £19, and that's too much. For how jank it is. And it was trying to hawk me the fucking season pass at the end of episode 1 as well, and I'm like, just go and ride the biggest dick.
There's a season pass for it.
Yeah. And it was trying to sell me that, and I'm like, mate, all the episodes are out. Like, season... What? I don't understand.
I guess it's just kind of conflating the term season pass with like, just buy all of them.
Well, that's what the £19 is for, so... Fuck if I know. But yeah, I do... Like, it's only like... I don't think it's even a year old, so I guess it's fair, it's kind of expensive, but it's still like...
I get it, it's because they refer to, like, the whole story as a season. So it's not. It's when.
Oh,
yeah. When you say season pass, it's not. It won't be a season pass as we think of a season pass in games. It'll be the whole season.
Well, that's like going, hey, do you want to buy a blood transfusion, and then giving someone a fucking can of Coke? It's like, call things by what they are. but whatever.
To be honest, their version of Season Pass is way more accurate than the way most games use the term Season Pass. So
This is true, this is true.
Their things are legitimately called seasons, so
Yeah.
it's a bit of a funny one.
But yeah, it's...
it's no less jank. I've got it on my tablet. It's no less jank on that. I gave up after playing after about 15-20 minutes just because it was too jittery and didn't really respond to like input or anything. So I was like, yeah, I can't be bothered with this.
Yeah, on my fucking gaming PC, it's jank as shit. But yeah, no, I like the interesting kind of thing that they've done with a couple of the characters. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, the Penguin's in it, and he shows up, and you're like, that's an interesting kind of take. I mean, they made him attractive, which kind of, like, they made him like a skinny, like, rough-looking, like, British guy, and I'm like, okay. So does he, like, suddenly become Danny DeVito at some point? Does a crane fall on him or something?
What, squash him?
Just squashes him. Like, what happens? Does he go crazy with too much cosplay? What's happening here? But yeah, so he shows up and he's, like, all unstable and stuff, and it's like, that's interesting. Oh, fine. And, you know, I mean, I prefer the Penguin to be a bit like, I think Gotham, I didn't particularly like the Penguin in that, but at least they had an idea of what they were going for.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I think the Penguin, when it comes to Batman's villains, is one that people have done a lot of different things with.
I'm okay with that.
Although I wasn't a fan of what they did with him in the Batman animated series, where he was like a fucking ninja.
Yeah, but to be fair,
Like,
all of them were ninjas.
Like, he trained in Asia.
Oh, God.
And he had, like, two...
A knife cane.
Yeah, so he was, like, a proper full-blown fighter, which I think was actually... That was, like, the big problem with the Batman series.
Was it, they made the Joker like this weird gorilla Batman person, didn't they?
Well, yeah, he, like...
I hated that fucking season.
They made most of his villains be, like, physical fighters.
That's what the fun of the Joker was. He had goons, and then, like, he could throw a punch, but he'd always get his shit wrecked, because he's not a fighter.
Yeah, like, a lot of his villains weren't... They couldn't take Batman in a straight-up fight, which is why they had so many goons.
Yeah, but the thing is, they get that far on their brains,
Yeah.
and that's what made them, like, oh, that's cool, but
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, they've made Oswald, and they call him Oz in this, which made my ears pick up every time, because that was my nickname in college, and I was like... But yeah, they made him like this skinny, attractive British guy, which is like fine. And like Bruce Wayne calls Alfred Al, which I actually think is really sweet. I thought that was nice. Yeah, there's other characters. Vicky Vale's in it. I didn't recognize her because she wasn't blonde, and Kim Basinger. But yeah, this is me showing my age now.
Huh?
But no, like all the voice acting is really solid. The story is intriguing me. It was off to a shaky start, I'll say, but you know, like about halfway through towards the end of the episode, I was like, actually, I'm really intrigued now. Like, what does this have to do with this? And so yeah, that's what's really bugging me about like how it's £19, and I'm like, ugh! But it's not. They obviously didn't put anywhere near as much effort into it making it, so I don't feel they deserve it. But I'm just gonna have to wait until it's on sale.
You know, I guess part of the problem is that I often feel like with the Telltale games that they spend all of their money on the license, and that's why a lot of these like licensed games turn out to be pretty shoddy.
Yeah, that's probably true, actually.
I mean, there was that fucking Minecraft one that you barely have to actually play.
Yeah, where you can literally just it's the Beyond Two Souls of Telltale games, where you just don't have to do anything, and you'll somehow manage to work it out.
It's like every now and again you have to interact so you don't die, and that's like, it's very rare you actually have to do anything.
Yeah. But no, I did notice, like, when I was playing, it's kind of like, oh, press up so you're not just watching a story. Occasionally, like, press E to use the bat grappling hook. It
does kind of sound like you're describing one of those interesting games where you're like, this is crap, and I can never recommend it, but I want to play more of it.
It's exactly that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh. Because Batman is like, that's a fucking huge chunk of my childhood right there. I fucking love Batman. I'm literally drinking out of my Batman mug right now.
Well, yeah.
Talking about it, so... But yeah, I played that.
Your Batman bat mug.
My bat mug, yes. I'm sitting in my bat chair, doing my bat podcast, drinking my bat coffee.
So anyway, bat wife and bat friend.
Bat friend works way better.
Bat friend. I like bat friend, yeah.
Is he your boyfriend? Your bat friend?
Bat friend.
Hello, bat friend.
We should wrap this up and get going.
Hello and welcome to the MisanthroPod. I'm joined by Drummer Bat. Damn it, I missed a trick. I should have spoken first. But no, we should definitely wrap up this Bat podcast.
Yeah.
So, Bat goodbye, everybody.
Bat goodbye, and thank you for Bat joining us.
Bye.
Oh, and then he says bye and ruins it.
Ruins it. Ruined the theme.
Bat bye.
He bat ruined it.
He bat ruined it.